Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com. This video is all about adaptability training. Now, if you've been watching my videos for any period of time at all, you've heard me talking about the need to be adaptable, right? It's so important. And this is really why getting started and pushing out your first version of your first product or your first funnel or even your first Facebook ads. So why it's so important to get started is because you can't actually begin to adapt until you begin, right? So once you've begun, then it comes adaptability. My wife and I kind of synthesized this idea of adaptability training a few years ago based really on our lifestyle. We've been digital nomads now since about 2013. We've been kind of traveling and working as we go. And as you can tell right now, I'm in a forest. I'm in the Siskiyou National Forest. I'm right on a gigantic river back here at the Klamath River. And it's my video day, right? I have to get my video done. It's been on my mind, and you know, this is what we've chosen for ourselves, and this is kind of normal for us. During my 90-day challenge of videos, I had to make videos from the mainland US. I traveled over 40 hours to Asia. I was in Thailand, into several parts of that country. Then I traveled all the way over to New Zealand. All the while, I had to keep the videos going. Now, am I making life a little bit more difficult for myself? In some senses, yes, but this is what my wife and I call adaptability training. And really, this is a synthesized idea from Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, right? I just re-listened to that book on this trip that my wife and I are on, and he had a few ideas. The first big idea out of that book is the idea of doing mini retirements, not saving up till the very end, and then when you're 65, at that point, go take the trip, but to take the trips now. And my wife and I, if you've noticed, the last couple of videos have been out in nature, out in the woods. We have built up a Jeep camper, and we are currently traveling from essentially the southernmost part of California around San Diego all the way up into central Canada. And when we're done, we're going to go all the way back down to the southwest. And at that point, who knows? We might go into drive down to Costa Rica. We may fly across the ocean and go to Bali and Thailand again. So we're taking a big summer vacation. And luckily, we've built our businesses up in a way, we've built our systems, our processes, and our teammates in a way that allows us to kind of remove ourselves from our business to that next little bit of level, giving us some freedom. But that doesn't mean I can let the video stop. That doesn't mean my wife can let her deliverables stop as well. We pulled off the road in the middle of the forest yesterday to record another audio meditation on the side of Mount Shasta, which was kind of a cool experience, part of why we got the 4-wheel drive Jeep. I mean, obviously I'm right here, just literally my phone is on a Jobe tripod on a campground barbecue grill, and I have one light set up with me here, but it's time to just keep this going. So how does this tie into adaptability training, right? Well, in some regards, I could go buy a house in a subdivision in middle America right now, and I can set up a beautiful set and make all of this easy. I could make the process of putting out videos easy. I could probably grow a business around it. I could probably start a membership program, etc., etc. But honestly, that just doesn't call to me, and I don't feel like that would help me grow as much as continuing to enjoy the adventure of life, potentially document bits of it here, and keep sharing the ideas and the concepts, whether it's mindset or nuts and bolts, bits and pieces of marketing with you along the way. And this makes me look at the world in a totally different place. I begin to look at campgrounds and picnic areas as potential offices, right? I get to start looking at the stop off at the Starbucks, that 1 hour that I take at a Starbucks, which I did yesterday. Now I need to accomplish generally what took me 3, 4, 5 hours before. There's a principle, a very interesting principle called the Parkinson's principle. It might be the Parkinson's law, might be the Parkinson's principle. And this idea is that if you give someone a certain amount of time for a specific task, they'll take that amount of time. So if you give someone 8 hours to do a job, they'll take 8 hours to do it. If you give someone 1 hour to do that job, they'll take 1 hour to do that job. So what I'm doing is forcing myself into these little bits of time that have really, really hyper-focused effort. This is the adaptability. I've got an hour here at a Starbucks. I just bought a coffee. Let's get to work. And now I'm focusing on only the most important things. It's impressive what we're able to do when we really push ourselves. And that's what I'm doing here in this adventure. Now, Tim Ferriss has one other concept that's really interesting, and it's voluntary hardship. He believes that there is actual value from voluntary hardship. And this ties right into my wife and my take on that kind of just the adaptability training, because living the life of a digital nomad and living nomadically, it brings challenges, period, right? Your Wi-Fi service. Do we have Wi-Fi here? Is there going to be laundry there? Where's the next shower coming from? What's the heat, the weather, the temp, the rain, etc.? Well, you know, all of these different factors are outside of our control, but we're able to move forward into the unknown and just be okay with what is, and know that no matter what comes our way, we'll be fine. And that's what the real core of adaptability training is. Whether it's hopping on a plane with a one-way ticket to Thailand to figure everything out when we get there, or whether it's building up a Jeep and deciding we're gonna roam from San Diego to Banff, Canada and back in a summer while keeping our businesses growing. I'm not in a maintenance thing here. She's not in maintenance. We are going to continue to grow our businesses along this path. It adds some challenges, but it adds an adventure. It adds fun. It adds this level of living life. Man, it really, honestly, it feels like living life. For us to go get a house in a subdivision, and that might be your dream, and that's cool if it is, right? Like driving around and doing work on the road, that might not be your dream, and that's also cool. But really, I guess the ultimate goal of this video is to help you understand that A, adaptability is an important trait that you're going to have to learn at one point or another, whether you bring it upon yourself or you're simply building your business and you adapt to what happens, because things are going to get messy at some point in growth phase of your business. Odds are they're going to continually get messy, but then you fix them, you make them better, and you grow from there. Another kind of thing I would like to encourage you, if you haven't yet read Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek, I do think it's a very valuable kind of book on the take of what I call a lifestyle business. It's the kind of a business that allows you to travel most of your time. It allows you to have full time and location independence. He talks a lot about putting people and systems in place to kind of remove ourselves from the business, so we're not always having to sit there and bang on the keyboard 24 hours a day. I am notorious for that, and I do think that it requires a certain level, right? Like when you're building your business, the first 1, 3, 5 years of building your business is going to be intensive amounts of energy. But once you kind of cross a certain threshold and your SEO organic kind of optimization is working and driving you a few thousand or 100,000 visits a month, once your Facebook ads are optimized and generating a specific return on investment that's very kind of consistent, at that point, you can do whatever you'd like. You want to go live on a sailboat? Go live on a sailboat. Keep your business growing. You want to travel Europe, backpack around Europe? Great. There's some great backpacks that slide in some really small, lightweight laptops in this day and age, and you are able to do this in the day and age, like now, right? Today, this is how we can operate. We have Verizon cell phone signal here. We have 2 bars of 4G, which isn't great, but it's enough to upload our videos. I've got this beautiful set behind me here. I've got my cell phone on me at all times, which is the camera I'm recording on. I brought my one light with me, and we're able to keep the business going. And really, so in the adaptability, to take it all the way to the end, when the inevitable happens in our business and some kind of curveball out of nowhere and something happens that is totally unexpected, it feels easy because I'm used to adapting at every step, every day. I'm now gonna drive over this big dirt road over 2 mountain passes. I have no idea what it is. It is not a main highway at all. That's why we got the Jeep and the 4-wheel drive. I'm ready for it. We're gonna end up in the redwoods and I don't know what to expect. I don't know if it's gonna be foggy or misty or rainy or cloudy there. Odds are it's gonna be good weather. I don't know if there's camping available. I don't have any reservations, nothing. And that's all okay. And it hasn't always been okay for me, right? I'm the kind of person, I like structure. I like knowing where I'm gonna be. I like planning things out in advance. But when we plan too much, we lose the ability to adapt, and sometimes through adapting, we get to places we never knew existed. We get to levels in life that we never knew existed that can be more exciting and more fun than that which we think we want or we think we know. So I encourage you to be okay with adapting. Let the world kind of happen. It's okay. As you grow your business, be okay with the challenges that present themselves. In fact, invite them, because it gives you an opportunity to find the weak points in your businesses and also the things that you can eliminate from your businesses, because a lot of what I've done over the last 3 weeks since I've shifted from being in a house with a home office to being on the road is I've just stopped doing a lot of things and everything's okay, right? We sometimes have ourselves convinced that it takes all of this, I gotta do this, and then I gotta do that, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. And if you really apply Pareto's principle, right, the 80-20 rule, you'll find that 20% of your activities creating about 80% of your results. If you apply that Pareto rule to itself, you get 4% and 64%, which kind of states 4% of your activities are generating 64% of your results. So if you're doing 80 hours, 60 hours a week, 40 hours a week, and you cut that down to 4%, right? You just do what, 10 hours a week, essentially? That is potentially enough to get all of those most important things done that will continue to grow your business so you can kind of move on and enjoy life a little bit. Because honestly, this adventure of life is meant to be enjoyed. It's not about commas in the bank account. It's not about zeros on the end of numbers. To me, it's really not even about those fancy Italian supercars. It's about life experiences. That's where growth happens. And it's about giving of yourself. And it's about sharing what you're good at with the world, which is why these videos for me are non-optional. And as you kind of get into adaptability training for yourself, whatever that looks like, know that you have to commit to certain things being non-optional, because you got to get certain things done. Just like my wife's emailing her list right now. She's getting her video up that has to go out, and we've got a new product coming out. Full moon solstice, the 21st, so 3 days, 2 days, 2 or 3 days. So we're gonna be camping, we're gonna be figuring out how to write our sales page, we're gonna do our entire little launch all from a campground, because it's totally possible. And I just hope this video has been inspiring. I hope it's been encouraging. If you've watched to the end, that means you're a hashtag badass, and thumbs up the video for making it to the end. I do appreciate it. Leave me a comment if you have any questions about the lifestyle, about what you're doing, about how to integrate adaptability into your life. I highly recommend checking out Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek. I'm listening to it from audible.com on an audiobook. It's a great way for me to spend some time on the road and to consume and feed my brain with fantastic information. And I look forward to continuing these videos, and I look forward to continue help you to grow the mindset and the business so you can go live the life of your dreams, because that is why you're here on earth, is to live your dream life. So let's go create it, let's go live it, and let's go enjoy the process. Thanks again for your time. I'm Miles Beckler, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next video.